A Cleveland-based hip-hop artist who is facing human trafficking charges that carried a minimum sentence of a decade in prison pled guilty Monday to a single count of promoting prostitution. Dawood Sami, who produced music and rap under the name Official GP, pled guilty to four-degree felony and the day he was set to go on trial on six charges, including two counts of trafficking in person, a first-degree felony. Sami, age 43, now faces a minimum sentence of 18 months in prison. He is also eligible to be placed on probation. Sami agreed to register as an offender once a year for the next 15 years as part of the plea deal. Cuyahoga County Common Pleas Court Judge Rick Bell is set to sentence Sami on Monday. Bell granted a request from defense attorney James Hofelich and John Powers to remove Sami's GPS ankle monitor and allow him to move freely ahead of his Monday sentencing. Bell granted a request from defense attorney James Hofelich and John Powers to remove Sami's GPS ankle monitor and allow him to move freely ahead of his Monday sentencing. Sami and his attorney and Cuyahoga County prosecutor Michael O'Malley's office declined to comment on the case before sentencing. A grand jury indicted Sami in December after police accused him of operating a prostitution ring that trafficked two women out of his clothing and record studio business on East 185th Street, Red Carpet Entertainment. Investigators stated that Sami made the women who worked for him get tattoos with this business name, which Ohio Attorney General David Yost's office called a brand. Sami's attorney, in pretrial motions, argued that there was no independent evidence to corroborate that the women were being forced to get those tattoos. Sami also had his employee drive luxury cars, including a Rolls Royce and a Maserati, that women Sami prostituted, brought, or leased in their own names. Sami was not charged with any official fraud or theft, and prosecutors on Monday dropped all but the single promoting prostitution charge. Law enforcement officials searched the business in April of 2021, days after Kyle Jackson, age 30, had his life taken inside a second-floor apartment above Red Carpet storefront. Court records show that Sami was listed as a witness in the case. Aaron Jones, who was 20 at the time of the incident, pled guilty to involuntary manslaughter and was sentenced to 13 years in prison. Sami has also been charged with prostitution-related offenses in California. Before I get into my commentary, I want to list a few more things that were stated in a different article. They stated that the prosecutor said that some of the women learned when they got to Cleveland that they were expected to advertise themselves as prostitutes. Sami expected them to earn at least $1 million per year for him. She also stated that many of the women were battling drug addictions and that people associated with Sami would often feed their drug habits. One of the victims told investigators that she thought she was getting one of the other tattoos finished when one of Sami's associates used a tattoo gun to give her a red carpet tattoo in the business's basement. It was later stated that Sami, who practices Islam and does not drink, stated that his music videos were the result of a persona that he created as part of his music career and built on the success of other artists who rapped about guns and drugs. Sami stated that the songs gave him his big break and earned him a record deal and a touring contract, but he also stated that it brought difficulty as he has sought in recent years to use his music to promote a more positive image. Quote, "It's a gift financially, but it's a curse as far as your character because people are only going to know you as that persona." Later on, he said that Ron Neal was among Sami's supporters in the back of the courtroom. He stated that after hearing that Bell's sentence was fair, but he said it was, quote, out of pocket for the prosecutors to play Sami's videos, which were several years old. Quote, "They're still trying to put him on a human trafficking case. They reached for that one." So this is, and shout out to the person. I just want to say that shout out to the person who stated that there was an update, right? Because there was. This is a story that I did about this year, about 9 months ago, to this date roughly. And you had this guy who was pretty much on the run. I showcased, I think, maybe the YouTube channel. I showcased his IG and different things like that. And this individual, while being on the run, while evading law enforcement, they were, online responding to comments and, doing this, that, and the third. And I'm like, yo, this is not a good look. If you are innocent, what you would want to do is you would want to get this everything pretty much said and done. You don't want to run because the moment of time you start running, you look very, very guilty of whatever it is that they're stating that you did, right? And in that video, I use the terminology, right? Supposedly, right? If this person, did it, right? Assuming, right? Use vernacular within that realm, right? Because everybody is assumed or presumed innocent, right? Up until proven guilty, right? So again, the video was 50-50. I thought I pretty much did a fair assessment directly on there. But one of the main things that I wanted to bring up to people is that, there needs to be more done looking into the women who have been there, who have been associated, with him and with this business. And I also stated that if he is to, in a sense, go down or to suffer consequences, that there should be other people as well that should suffer consequences too. That means people who are associated, people who are right there next with him, people who are in business with him. Because again, a lot of people know a lot of things are going on, but they opt and decide not to full-fledged pay attention as long as the money is good and as long as the money is right, as long as the money is coming in. So like I said before, they stated he pled guilty, right? Which means he is not innocent. Because he took the plea deal, he was able to only get hit with one account. But then on top of that, he had to make sure to sign up for the registry as an offender. So again, the main things that I asked is that the women be checked out for their ages to make sure, everything is everything. Like I said, if these were women who consented, then it is what it is. But if these are women who, quote unquote, decided that, hey, I'm going to, do whatever it is that I need to do in order to make, a certain type of money because I'm going to do what is the easiest instead of trying to do hard work, which is going out, getting a job, getting an education, learning a trade, starting a business, or what have you. Like I said, I don't know what to just so happen to tell people when it deals with that direction. I don't. And for this to be a man who is practicing Islam and to do this to women and to treat women in this type of way is completely crazy to me. Now, again, I'm just going to state that he is not in a representation of the whole of Islam. He is just one person, right? Because as we do know that, when it deals with certain religions, you have certain religions that are more loving and caring than other religions specifically out here, right? And they go out of their way to specifically show that. Like I said, looking at the situation for how it is, the time that was given originally should have been the time that was going to be served. If this person set out to specifically go out and search for women, telling them that, hey, you need to make X amount of millions of dollars a year for me. And then on top of that, you have them in renting out these cars in their names so that it's not associated with you or the business, right? This is different money. And you're trying to get them to entice and not just men to come there, but also other women to basically show that this is some type of lavish lifestyle and this is what you're able to provide. Again, this should show people that in the rap game, a lot of things are smoke and mirrors up until you actually make it. And even then, when you actually make it, it's still smoke and mirrors. He stated that he is clear cut an actor, This is a persona that he made in order to capture the eyes of, people specifically out there that are into the drugs and into the guns, into the streets and into women and all of that other, lavish night type of lifestyle. It was all a facade, as he states, right? But what is not a facade is the fact that he pled guilty, and the fact that you have women coming out and stating that some of them have drug problems and issues, and they knew about this. And in order to get them to work, enable them to work, and to make sure that they worked, they enabled their drug behavior by giving them the certain drugs that they needed in order to keep them there, in order to have that invisible leash, so that those women are dependent specifically on them in order to get their fix. Like I said, there is a aspect of control that is there that I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to, and I'm not really sure if the lawyers there expounded upon that, because somebody could have delved deeper into that subject, but I'm guessing that people just didn't care that much because these are women, these are throwaways. So this is yet again another instance where the court system has failed. Like I said, if he would have got the full time and he would have had to serve the full time, I don't have anything to say. But due to the fact that he was able to plead out and he only got charged for one, and then he has to sign up for the registry, that's really nothing much, because 9 times out of 10, a lot of people are not going to look up the registry to see if this dude is specifically on there. If this dude is popping, he got music out there, whatnot, people are going to just work with him. They're going to turn a blind eye to whatever it is because the money is good. They're trying to make this money right now, and it is what it is. So like I said before, he's serving some type of time, but what about everybody else who is associated directly with him? What time will they serve?